Welcome to Days 7 Lab 15. In this video, we will try to understand that how we can go and push data from Csharp to SQL Server. Okay. So here's a simple screen which we have already created in our previous classes. So we're going to take this screen and whatever data we enter here, right? So we would like to push data from this UI to this customer table here. So if you remember, in the previous lab, that is lab 14, we had this simple customer table here. Now there's a problem here. This customer table has only two fields here, right? Customer name and country, while our FRM create customer screen has lots of fields, right? So let's go ahead and create the other fields also. So currently we have just customer name and country, but we also have other things like male, female, hobbies, and etc. So what I'll do is let's go ahead and edit this table here. So let me go and open the table definition. And let's start creating these fields one by one. Okay. So the first field is customer name. We already have it here. The second field is country name. We already have it here. The third field is gender, male and female. So what I'll do is I'll go and put a gender tag here, a gender field here. I'm sorry, and I'll say okay. I'll just make it nchar of male, female. Like maximum, let's say 6 characters or 7 characters. Okay. Now, my advice would be to go to SQL Server questions and answers video series. Now you can see that I have defined here something called as nchar. There are lots of other data types here. So we have a separate video on what exactly are these data types. So my suggestion would be to please go and see that video, where we have talked about this data type. So in this practical labs, we are not going to speak about what exactly are these data types and what they do. Okay, so currently I've selected nchar, but you can always go and select nvarchar, numeric, and other things. So my suggestion would be to go to SQL Server questions and answer series and see the video, the data types of SQL Server. Okay, so we have put gender here. The next thing what we have is hobbies. So let me say hobbies. Okay, let me say nvarchar of 10, nchar of 10. Status. Now if you see status, right, status is more of it's like a boolean field, right? You are married, then it is true. If you're unmarried, then you are false, right? So what I'll do is I'll put here the field name as married and I'll make it boolean field. So I've taken the data type as bit. So in bit, right, 0 is false and 1 is true. So if he's married, this value will be 1. If he's unmarried, then this value will be 0. Okay, so let's go ahead and save this table. Right. So what we have done is we have gone ahead and we have created the table structure here, and now the next step is we have to go in this screen here and we have to write a code by which when he clicks on this button here, the data is entered into this table. So we would like to push the data. Currently you can see that all the data are null here because we have not done anything. So these are all previous records which we had created in the previous day, while the other all values are null for now. So now let's go ahead to this FRM create customer design screen here, customer screen here, and in this button click, right, we would like to go and insert data into this table which we have recently updated. So the first thing what I'll do is let me go here, and now this I'll not create as a preview button, but I'll make this button name as submit. Okay, in other words, because now this is no more a preview button, it's more like a submit button. So I've renamed the button name to submit, and here I will say submit to SQL Server. This is going to go and submit now. And let me double click on this button here. So initially, if you remember, right, we had written a code which actually helps us to pop up the message box, right? So we are going to use the same code. Only thing is that we are not going to go and pop up the form. So this code, right, which actually pops up the form, I'm going to Control X this code and move it outside this function here, and currently I'm not going to use it. So if you remember, right, in the previous days, we had created this code which actually helps us to take values from the option buttons from the text box and put it into a variable here. So you can see that if you select the male, then this gender is set to male. If you select the painting as the hobbies as painting, it will select the value as what you call painting here, or else reading. So we already had a lot of things here. Now the only thing what we have to do is we have to go and write the ADO.NET code here, right, which will insert to SQL Server. So that's the only thing we need to do here. Okay, so let's start writing the code. So as we said previously, the first thing is you have to open the connection, right? So the steps of ADO.NET are all same regardless you do a select, you do an insert, or you do an update or a delete. So first let's open the connection. Second, let's create a command which is an insert command and fire it, and then finally close the connection. Now you can see that here it's only 3 steps as compared to the previous search where we had 4 steps. Why it is 3 steps is because here we are not expecting any kind of data after we fire insert. So you will open the connection, fire the insert query, and you are done. Like in the previous previous search where we had created this ADO.NET connection, if you remember, right? Just to very quickly to make you glance at the code here. Here it was a 4-step procedure. So we first created the connection, then we fired the command, and then we actually have to bind that data which we get from SQL Server. But here we don't have to do anything like this. So it's a 3-step procedure for inserts, updates, and delete. So wherever there is manipulation of data, in other words where the data is going from Csharp program to SQL Server, it's only a 3-step thing. So open the connection, fire the command object, and then close the connection. Okay, so let's go ahead step by step and write this 3 lines of code, and let's see that if the data is getting inserted into SQL Server or not. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go and copy paste from there. So let me just, the first step is we're going to open the connection. So I'm going to go and copy paste the same thing here, because for opening the connection no code changes as such, and in the same way for closing the connection also no code changes. So these both things are absolutely as it is. So you can see that I have just gone ahead and I've copy pasted the code from the previous search customer screen code over here. Now you can see that we are getting some couple of errors here saying that SQL connection is not found, and that is obvious because we have yet not imported the system.data.SQL client here. Okay, so we're going to import this very quickly. Right, good. So step 1 completed, step 3 completed. Now remains step 2. So in order to go and fire the insert query, we have to go and create the command object first. So let's go ahead and say SQL command obj command is equal to new SQL command. So let's first go and create the object of SQL command. Now the next thing is that inside this command object we have to pass our insert query as a command text, right? So let me go and create a simple string here called as str insert command, right? So the way we write our insert query here is, so the first thing is we'll say insert, this is the SQL query to go and push data from Csharp to SQL Server. So insert into, so what's our table name? Let's go and see what our table name was. So we're going to go and say view server explorer here, and our table name was MyCustDB was the database name. It's a bit slow, and our table name was customer table, right? So let's go here again back to our code. So insert into customer table values. So what values we want to insert? The first value we want to insert is a customer name here. So you can see over here in the table the first value is a customer name. So this customer name we are getting from which text box? That is this text box, that is txt customer name. So if you remember, this text box name was txt customer name. So let's pull the value from this text box and give it to this command value here, the command the insert command text, insert command string here. So right, we're going to say single quotes, double quotes plus txt customer name dot text, and again we type plus here and we say single quotes. Now this plus sign indicates that the value what is typed in the text box will be concatenated with this insert statement here. Okay, so again a comma. Now we will be using single quotes in our SQL query for data which is string. So in other words, for example, if you remember in this customer table here, right, all these guys like customer name, country, gender, almost every one of them is basically a string here. Okay, a string data. Okay, so we'll be using single quotes to wrap the data into our SQL. But wherever it is not strings, for example, like this bit here, or must be numbers, right? We don't need the single quotes. Okay, but for now, for all the things, we are going to have single quotes here, leaving the bit thing. Okay, so we're going to type here txt customer name. The next thing is country, so again single quotes. And now the next thing is this country field here. Now the country data we are taking from this drop down, right? So if you remember the name of this drop down, it was CMB countries. So we're going to go here and say CMB countries dot selected text, or else a selected value. Okay, and again a single quotes, because at the end of the day country is a string. In the same way we will do for gender and hobbies. So let me quickly do that. Plus, now the gender and hobbies, we have taken in this string here called as gender and hobbies, right? So I'm going to go and basically take this data which is there in the gender string. If you remember in our previous classes, wherever this radio button was checked, we have said that this gender is a male or else he is a female, and wherever the checkbox of painting is checked, we have just passed the value as painting, or else we have passed the value as reading, right? So I'm going to just take these variables here which already have those values. So first one is the gender. So let me just go and concatenate gender over here, plus again a single quotes, comma, plus the next thing is the status. So again hobbies. You can see at the right hand side, we have already done customer name, we have done countries, we have done gender. Now it is time for hobbies. So I'm going to say here hobbies, again plus single quotes, comma, single quotes. Remember, whenever it's a string, it's a single quotes. Okay, and the last thing what we have to now put the value is married or not married. Okay, now this field is not a text field. So if I go and open the table definition, if you remember, right, this field is a boolean field, a true and false field, right? So we don't need to put the single quote concatenation when it comes to boolean and numerics. Okay, but said and done that, the way SQL Server interprets boolean is he treats 0 as false and 1 as true. So what we'll do is this status thing what we see over here, right, where the if the radio married dot checked is married and it is unmarried, we cannot push this data to this boolean field straightforward, right, because this is a string and SQL Server is expecting 0 and 1. So rather than using this status string here, right, what we can do is that we can straightforward use this radio married dot checked value. So if it is checked, this returns 1, and if it is unchecked, then this returns 0. So I'm going to take this value as it is from here, and I'm going to go and concatenate this value over here with my insert query, and I will say plus. Now because we have started with a bracket, so we have to go and end with a bracket also here. So I'm going to say double quotes, the bracket ends, and done. So now we are all set here. We have said insert into the table name. The first value is customer name, done. Countries, done. Gender, appended. Hobbies, appended. And finally also the the married and unmarried status is appended. So now this insert command we're going to pass to this obj command which we have created here. So I'm going to go and say str insert command. Great. And I also need to go and connect this command object with the connection object which we have created. So I'm going to go and say obj connection. And now comes the important step. So now we have created the command, we have set it to the command object, we have created the SQL, and we have set it to the command object. The final thing is we have to go and execute this command. So to execute the command, we have to say execute non-query. See, because when we are doing an insert and we are doing an update or a delete, we don't expect any data from SQL Server, or we don't expect any kind of output from SQL Server, but we are actually going vice versa. That means we are pushing data. So for that, we have to use this execute non-query. In other words, this is not a query. This is, this is just, a simple insert, where I'm not expecting any output from SQL Server as such. Okay. So we have to say execute non-query. In case if you have, if you want to go and take data from SQL Server, then you have to use some other things like, execute reader, or probably use the data set which we had shown in the previous example. So for now, I'm going to say this as execute non-query, and this is done. So right, so we are all set now. We have created the connection. We have created the command object. We are saying, we are executing the command object by calling the execute non-query, and then finally we are going and closing the connections so that we really it doesn't consume too much memory, or there is no memory leak. Okay, so we are all done. So let me put a breakpoint here in this btn preview click. So you can see now currently my btn preview click, it's the same name at this moment. This is we have to make it to a submit click, so that we'll do sometimes later on, but for now I'll just put a debug point here and I'm going to go and execute this application. So let's go and say that yes, we want to enter a customer data. So I'm going to say here, let's enter a customer data called as cust123. This guy stays in Nepal, he's a male, he likes reading, and he's married. Let's just submit. So there we are now in our debug point here. So let's go step by step. So these things are all fine here. Oh, it's just coming out. You can see this check validation. I think in the previous class we had done some check validation here. So the customer length is, so it returns true, right? Okay, this is a small mistake here, so let me just go and correct this. It should be in one enclosed statement. What was happening is, it was checking, if this text is not zero length, and it was going to the return statement straightforward. Okay, so I've just put that into one curly bracket here so that I don't get that, so that it does not exit. These two are one logical statement. What happened previously was that it was actually just putting if condition on this statement, and this return was firing forever. Okay, so I've just wrapped that into a curly bracket here so that they are one logical statement. So let me go here and again start. Sorry for that. So cust123, Nepal, male, reading, married, submit. So there we go. So let me go straight forward till here. So till this connection string. So I'm going to say here right click and run to cursor. Now whatever debugging things I'm showing here, you can go and see our debugging video where we have shown how to go and debug a .NET program. So in this class I'm not going to show you how to debug this or how I'm doing it. So my suggestion would be to go to questpointvideo.com and see how to go and debug a .NET program. Okay, so currently I've just ran the debugger till this statement here, and let's now go step by step. So we're going to go and open the connection. So connection string open. So that is successful. Now let me go and just take this whole thing into a quick watch window to see that we are moving properly. So I'm going to take this whole thing and I'm going to just see in my quick watch window. So I'm going to copy this and let me go to my notepad to just see that if everything is proper before executing. Right, so okay, so you can see from here the data. So that looks to be good. Insert into customer table values cust123. There's a problem here. You can see there's a single quotes here, and then there is two single quotes here. Okay, that's bad. So we need to fix this, and this true and false, right? They don't need a single quotes, so the single quotes is here. So actually it should be something like this, right? It should be this way. Okay. Okay, I think this thing over here was okay. This thing over here was this CMB country selected. So he has not actually. Let me just go here. The countries is not seen there. So let's just go and figure it out. What's the problem? So it should be text. Okay, that's my mistake. So there are two problems here. First thing is this value is coming as null here. So let's go and fix that. Okay, so let's go and say that is dot text. Okay, so it is not dot selected value. And the second one is this radio married checked here, right? We don't need the single quotes, right? As we said that previously, that for true and false and numerics, we don't need single quotes to be wrapped at the end of the day. So all nice. So we have again fixed some defects here, and it is good that to see these defects on the video, so that so that you don't make mistakes when you do the programming. So let me again go to the enter customer here, say cust123, Nepal, mail, reading, married, submit. Now let me again go and put this into quick watch window to just check that if everything is proper. Right, so quick watch again, let me just copy this and go to my notepad to see it properly. Right, Control V. Right, now let's check if all the data what is seen here is proper or not. So insert into customer table, values cust 1 to 3 good, Nepal was selected good, it is mail good, it is reading good, and for true and false I don't find a single quotes and it is good. Yeah, but hang on, there's a problem here. This value should not be true, it should be like 0 or 1, so if it is false it is 0, and now because it is true, this value should be 1. So this syntax again will be a problem. So let's go and fix that. So again let's go back, stop our debugger. So this radio checked, right, it is just giving out true and false. So what we'll do is we'll just make the status here. If it is married, we'll just say this is 1, and if it is unmarried, we'll just say 0. Okay, so this radio married.checked is not really working. So I'm going to go and put this status state forward here now. Right, status. Right. So this thing should be 0 or 1 and not true and false. Okay. Now let's again try. Let's again check if our syntaxes are proper. Let me just go and wipe this notepad out. So there we are. Oops. Enter customer screen. Cust 1 to 3. Mail, reading, married, submit, quick watch. Right. So right now that looks to be good. So I'm going to just say copy this, and if I put in my notepad to just see if things are proper. Right, so all the strings are enclosed with single quotes. Yes, they are. The boolean flag, is it 0 and 1? Yes, they are. Is the boolean flag having any single quotes? No. So I think all things are fine here. Now it's time to go and execute. Good. So I'm going to go and now say take this string insert command, create the command object and execute the non-query. It is done. Close, and the record has gone into database. So if I now go to the database, so I'm going to go and say view server explorer, and let's say show table data, and we should be able to see our record. So you can see that our record is there. So let's quickly recap what we did. So inserting a data into SQL Server is a 3-step process. First, open the connection. Second, create your insert command and fire it by using the execute non-query, and then finally go and close the connection. Okay. So I hope that you enjoyed this video. In this video, we saw that how we can use the insert command, to go and insert values into SQL Server. Now, in the next lab, what we'll do is we'll try to understand how can we remove hard codings of connection strings from our program. So if you see here currently, right, our connection string is hard coded into our code, and which is bad, right? Why? Because tomorrow if you want to go and change this database name, then you have to recompile your program and again push it to production. So how we can go and make this connection string configurable, via some XML file or via some external entity, so that we don't need to hard code the values into the program itself. So I hope that you enjoyed this video. In the next video, we will see that how we can go and make our connection string parameterized. Thank you very much. Learn .NET in 60 days is a fresher series, and what we understand is freshers needs a specific attention. So our suggestion would be to go and install Skype, and you can add Questpond support as well as Questpond support 1, so that in case you have any problems with these videos, running the code, we are there for you. So keep enjoying the videos and keep learning, and we hope that you learn .NET and become a programmer. Thank you very much.